SML. SML. Super Mario Logan, Super Bowser Logan, Super Luigi Logan, and whatever side channels he had. Now, why do I, Mr.Feedlestick, the woke liberal feminist, bring up SML? Hmm? The puppet channel with that Jeffy kid and pumpkin guy. Why do I, Mr.Feedlestick, bring him up? Well, we all know the current state of SML, or as most people call it, modern SML, for many reasons. And I'm here to talk about that. Alright, I'm here to talk about modern SML, among other things, because I think I have some things to say. So, let's get into it. Now, before I get into things about modern SML, let's talk about the old days of SML, where it all began with Logan 38 Crew, making American Idol parodies with Mario characters, and even Tony the Tiger. Yes, that is where SML, which used to be a sensation, started, with parodies of American Idol. Parodies of American Idol. Parodies of American Idol. And those parodies would blow up, Parodies using plush characters as such, which led him to making more advanced content, something that is a bit more formulated and scripted, something with a bit more oomph. He started making characters with actual personalities. I mean, I guess they did have personalities, but it wasn't as clear. Yes. And he introduced his most commonly occurring character, that being Junior, Chef Pee-Pee, Cody, and Joseph, all using famous Mario plushies, which you most likely know. Everyone knows what Mario is. I'm going to do this video assuming that, so I hope you guys know the red Italian plumber from Japan. But all that changed when Nintendo swept in with the old cease and desist and fucked Logan in the ass. So we had to switch to puppets. Puppets, I tell you. And that's when things started to change around SML. Because for most people, the plushies were the entire identity of SML. And now they're going with these new designs that don't look as good. They're going with puppets instead of plushies. Jeez, how are they going to make that work? Not a lot of people really, didn't really like the switch to puppets. But Logan didn't have any choice. I mean, do you really want to get sued by Nintendo? You really want to get sued by them? I don't think you do. I could get sued just by mentioning them. That's what will happen if they mention them. But the puppets alone weren't the thing that killed SML. I mean, it definitely played a huge role because they're not recognizable anymore. All right, these aren't the Magic Koopa plushies and King Koopas. Fuck, whatever the heck Mario enemies' names are. But now, what I think that really killed SML was how the characters changed. Because they changed a lot later on. Now, they didn't immediately change when puppets were used. Of course, names changed and designs, like Bowser's now Braxton, Mario's now Marvin, Rosalinda's now just Rose, and Black Yoshi. He probably had the worst change of them all. He's now your boy Dougie. They couldn't do anything better, man? I mean, that has to be the worst offense. Right? If there's one thing that I agree that is super bad about modern SML, it's Black Yoshi. It's what happened to him. They massacred him. They killed him, but they took him by the throat. They slit it open, poured down his organs, and started masturbating with it. And that's how bad it was. That's how bad it was. But aside from that, but yeah, characters started changing. Like Junior, alright? Before he was a spoiled brat who really only cared about himself and really loved Thomas. But he wasn't as bad as he is now, where he still is a spoiled brat, but it's not in a fun way. At least that's just how some people say it. And he doesn't even do the crying shit that he does, that he used to do all the time. I miss that too. Or whatever the heck it sounds like. I don't know how to mimic the sound. And Cody, he used to be the smart friend and made all these inventions. He was essentially the straight man of the group, right? The only guy helping contain the chaos. But nowadays in SML, he's just gay, right? That's every joke that involves him. Like, yeah, he's still the only smart one, but that's not used as much. I mean, he can sometimes be just as stupid as them, and says the news a lot. Right? He's become one-dimensional. In Joseph, I mean, a lot of Lavelle's characters have became the same. Right? They used to be quite unique, but now they either just both curse excessively or just, I mean, it could be funny sometimes, but it's not who they were originally. And another thing that definitely killed SML is the overuse of characters. See, back in the old days of SML, right, we used to have tons of characters appearing all the time, like Black Yoshi, Brooklyn T Guy, Jeffy, Mario, Junior, Joseph and Cody, Bowser, Toad, Woody, and Shrek. But nowadays in modern SML, I don't know how to say new. New Super Mario Bros. U. Yeah, but nowadays in modern SML, we really only see Jeffy, Marvin, Junior, Joseph, and Cody, and Brooklyn T Guy. And I'm a pretty big fan of Brooklyn T Guy. I don't know why people hate Pumpkin Guy so much, because I feel like out of all SML characters that have changed a lot, I think he's really the same. I could be wrong about Brooklyn's character, but he, out of all the characters, he feels the most human. And I'd say the same about you, but I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into my thoughts. See, right now what I'm talking about is mostly what other people think. All right, and then the overuse of Jeffy. All right, and believe it or not, Jeffy is not the same at all anymore. Right, there's a pretty big difference with modern Jeffy and OG Jeffy. And I don't really know how to explain it. Like, so they still kind of kept the joke that, he has a mental illness of some sort. Mentally disabled. But to some degree, he doesn't feel like a mentally challenged kid, but an overly aggressive and unintelligent man-child, which is technically what he was before. But it's not mentally disabled child. It's just different, all right? And I get it. He is technically 22 years old or 21. Was it 21? Yeah, he was 21. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, he's going to be more adult, but, it's not the same, all right? It's not the same. But yet again, I'm going to get into my thoughts on all of these, all right? But get there. I'm going to get there. And another thing that people don't like about modern SML is that it's just not as funny. And yeah, I can see this with some videos, not all of them. Just some of them. Just some of them. Just some. Just some. Just some. Just some. I don't know why I'm saying just some a lot, but yeah. Yeah, and a video that I definitely can agree that was not funny was the Lilo and Stitch one. Alright? It was so bad that Logan had to remove it. No, that's not the reason why, but it was pretty unfunny. It was. And it's pretty much all the reasons that I can think of why most people do not like modern SML. And now, what are my opinions? What are the Mr.Feedlestick, have to say about modern SML? What do I have to say about it? Well, you're gonna see. Now, I am actually an individual who likes modern SML. I know, shocking. Shocking that you can even think that anybody would like SML. And modern SML. And I grew up with the old SML, alright? Ever since I was out the womb, alright? My parents would give me a tablet, and then one of the videos I would see were from SML, alright? I was raised on this shit. It was like crack to me. So, if anyone would miss the old days, it should be me. Alright? I should be one of you guys who missed the old days. But no, I'm actually quite fine with modern SML. And did it decrease in quality? Yeah, totally. Right? But at the end of the day, comedy and just any media is subjective. Right? There's no I guess there's an objective opinion about how characters change. But with the overall enjoyment and jokes, those are all subjective. And I, however, actually like how some characters changed. Like Junior, I know I did talk about how he changed, that wasn't from my perspective. Alright, that was just what I think people do not dislike about him. Alright, do I like him better than old Junior? I mean, he seems, it's not, how do I put this, right? I just kind of like both of them equally, Like, I think both are pretty good. It's like this guy right here, right? When part 2 came out, people didn't like a lot of things about it, I did. I'm gonna put that back there. And Cody, who is essentially just the gay joke guy. And, I like myself a gay joke, that might be weird coming from a woke liberal feminist. And yes, I am a woke liberal feminist. But hey, that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy the joke about gay people. Alright? I grew up with a gay brother. So, I know what it's like being around the community. And, I'm not one of those woke people who like, oh, you disrespected a woman. Ooh, no, you gotta cancel. Oh no, self-disrespect. No, I'm not one of those wokesters. I make fun of anyone, no matter what side of political spectrum. Even it includes my side and my beliefs. Now, of course, gay jokes are only funny when they're clearly in a joking matter. But, clear homophobia, no. I don't like that. But I still like modern Cody. I mean, all of Pooh's characters are great. And, Pooh's just a cool guy. He's just a cool guy. I mean, how could you not like Pooh? He's just a cool guy. I mean, especially Broken Guy, alright? Don't know why people hate Pumpkin Guy so much. Like, I like those animations. They're pretty good. And even though they constantly make gay jokes with Cody, I mean, why not? I mean, yeah, can it get annoying sometimes? I guess, but Cody still retains some things from his OG part. I keep on stuttering. I don't know why. Like, he's still a genius inventor. Like, we still, okay, so it's not every Junior Joseph Cody video, or just junior videos. I don't know the terminology for them, where he has a new invention, but like they come here and there. And, yeah, we don't need a cool invention every episode, but like they didn't forget that part about him. I would like to see how Cody makes them. Him actually making one on screen. That'd be pretty cool. That would. That would. And the only bad character change I don't like in modern SML, which I talked about before this video, is Black Yoshi's change. I mean, they should just retcon him existing because of just how bad he was in modern. That's like the one thing that I can agree with takes on modern SML, that Black Yoshi was ruined. I don't like your boy Dougie. I don't. And I'm actually glad we don't get videos of him more, especially after that AI one. That's another, the overuse of AI, but I think that's gonna stop because he did get a special effects specialist. I think that was only a temporary thing, and I could actually tolerate that use of AI because he had some scenes that he wanted to make, but were very hard to do. And I wouldn't use AI for that. I would probably use something crappy like MS Paint or Flip a Clip, and not actually AI, or just edit, just Photoshop edit. Like have an image, move with the mouse, record that, and then add it to the video. If you want to make a plane crash scene, which they did do, but yet they still had to make an AI video of a plane flying in Jeffy's 21st birthday. I don't know what they did. Yeah, but that Call of Duty video, it did not need to be all. They could have done what they did with the GTA 6 episode, make it live action. They could have done that. They have the props to do that, even if they do have to use Nerf guns. I'm sure they did that with. It's because you had this mutant Elmo in it. Is that why? I don't know. They should. They have a good so they should. But I'm ranting about that for too long. And then you guys might be wondering, why make this video at all? You said you had some things to say, but what haven't we heard before about modern SML? I'm saying a lot. Because it's not that bad, as you might say. Right? No matter how much you say you hate SML, one thing we can all agree on is that we all love the old SML. That's why even the people who don't like modern SML come back to it, because we all care about it, alright? That's why these SML YouTubers still care. That's why they still talk about SML, alright? Because they like SML. They may not like the modern SML, but they like SML for what it was, and not for what it is. And if we really care about this relic, this franchise, this sensation, then we, as a community, should help Logan get to 10 million subscribers. I don't know why I was about to say 1 million. Because we all care about SML. And no matter how much we think that a video, or just a channel in general, decrease in quality, we still love SML, and we'll watch it until it stops. Because that's what we're all doing. And if you're a fan of the old videos, then some videos that you should consider watching from modern SML are The Winkle Files, The Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Superpowers 4. It's pretty good. And what's another one? Brooklyn Guy Gets Fired. That's a pretty good one. It's pretty good. And I'm trying to remember another one. My inability to listen when it's not mean they're bad. But yes, this is just what I think, what I think on modern SML. It's not better, but it's not as bad as you might think. I still look at the giggles from it. I still get some laughs out of it, and why, some of these reaction YouTubers still enjoy it. And, they watched old SML, especially Prince Charming. He was like one of the first reactors to it. Probably not, but, I don't know any other reactors. They also enjoy SML. So maybe we just gotta stop looking at the past and look at the future. I'm your woke liberal feminist, Mr. Feedlestick. Like and subscribe, because I'm also trying to get to a subscriber goal. 1,000. 1,000. So I'll see you later when the skies are purple and Jesus Christ has came back to bring us Rayman 6, because Mario plus Rabbids Kingdoms 3 is not coming out.